America, some people are going to say that this is blasphemous. Okay? Some people are going to try to pull my Lakers Nation card. Okay? My brother JoJo, my brother Tim G. Jacob, probably my brother PT. Numerous people throughout the NBA world are going to be hot with me. But I'm just going to tell it like it is. Chris Paul, CP3, the State Farm guy, would be viewed in a similar fashion to Irvin Magic Johnson if he was blessed to have the kind of teammates that Magic had. Okay? Folks forget. I love Magic. I love Magic for what he did off the court.
Sure.
More so. I love that once he caught HIV, he didn't hide. He started raising awareness about it. I love how he's a businessman. I love how he puts a lot of his businesses in the hood. I got to really just go back and study, like watch the games. I keep telling y'all, hashtag watch the games.
Mm-hmm.
I was born 1984. Okay, I was baby through the 80s. Okay, I've gone back and done my Michael Jordan research back then, but I need to go back and see all this Magic Johnson. But for what the highlights I've seen, and from the resumes I've studied, and from all these lists that are put out, I see that Magic Johnson came into the league blessed with a player who is higher on other people's lists than Magic is. Magic came into the league with a guy who's considered better than him. Oh, and it doesn't stop there. Somehow, and me and my brother got to do a deep dive. We've been talking about this, okay, and I think we've started our research on it, but we are trying to figure out how in the world the Los Angeles Lakers can have Kareem already, then get Magic, okay, win a championship, and somehow down this road, with both of them scams still on the team, end up being able to pull off getting James Worthy in the draft.
Truth.
Who was a consensus All-American in North Carolina. America, y'all know about the shot that Michael Jordan hit, okay, in the NCAA final. We know about that.
Right.
If you go back and watch that game, you'll see that was James Worthy's team, though.
James Worthy show. James Worthy show.
Seniority was the thing on that team. Okay. Yeah, Mike it was rare for a freshman to even start. So that was doing something, the fact that Mike was on the court.
Yeah.
Okay. But Dean Smith believed in seniority. James Worthy, when he caught that ball, he could shoot it whenever he wanted to. And I'm telling you, somehow, Magic ended up getting him too. So CP3 would be considered in the same ballpark. Maybe not. Maybe you're not going to put him over Magic. 5 titles, 3 MVPs, you're 6'9" versus a 6 feet guy. Okay, cool. But what if CP3 had come in the league and was drafted by the Spurs instead of the New Orleans Hornets then? Because that's comparable to what Magic did. Okay? Magic came in the game and hooked up immediately with who is considered the greatest center, if not the greatest player of all time. Okay? So Tim Duncan is considered the best power forward of all time. Let's give that to CP3.
Yeah.
Let's put him, let's load CP3 into that dynastic situation. Then a couple years later, let's say we're gonna me and my brother were talking about they're trying to find a comp for James Worthy.
We did, yeah, no doubt.
Like no doubt. For Worthy that would come along in those next few drafts or something. Yeah, it was tough. But we couldn't really just find a perfect guy. But we said, let's say somehow Carmelo Anthony ends up on that team. So you got a team with Tim Duncan, CP3, and Carmelo Anthony playing the James Worthy role. What y'all think, CP3? America, do you think Chris Paul would not have a ring on his finger right now if that was the situation? Are you telling me, America, that Chris Paul couldn't do what Tony Parker did? On a previous segment, we just told y'all how nice Tony Parker was. Tony Parker ain't CP3, though. This man is incredible. But his best players throughout his years has been David West. Then he goes to Blake Griffin. Freak athlete. DeAndre Jordan.
Can't go get a bucket, though.
Freak athlete. Y'all tell me when I get to somebody comparable to Kareem now. Okay? You go to Houston, James. Y'all see what James do in the playoff. James. Man, my brother telling me Doc Rivers gonna get the best out of James this year. That's why I picked. Hey, America, I told y'all. I picked the 76ers to go to the finals. Everybody telling me that Doc.
Y'all wait till we get to that segment.
And James and them beat. Everybody telling me that, America, okay?
Doc segment coming soon.
Just saying. He went to OKC. What OKC do? Nobody picked them boys to make the doggone playoffs.
That's what CP
does. Said, hold my bill.
That's what he does, man.
Last year, I thought it was a fluke that they beat my Lakers in the first round. I said because AD got hurt. The Sun said, hold my bill. We going to go win, 66 games? Something like that? I don't know.
Yeah.
The man's serious. All I'm saying, America, is if that man, even that 6 feet tall, had been blessed to come into the game like Magic came in with elite. And Magic never gets hit. His legacy doesn't get dinged for having Kareem either. Nobody does that to Magic. But CP3 got some things Magic ain't got. Magic got the rings now. Magic got the MVP.
Right.
That boy CP3 got 9 all-defensive teams, man. Hey, that's a lot of sitting down, Caesar.
It is.
At 6 feet tall. For everybody trying to tell me that Steph Curry can't play defense because he's only 6'3", and they tell me Kyrie's undersized and he's 6'2", and that's why this man's 6 feet tall, and they might be pushing it. And he got 9 of them things. Matt Johnson ain't got 9 of them things. I don't know if Magic got. In last time I checked, I'm a double check right now on the spot, America, just to make sure that I'm not sullying the legacy of Magic Johnson.
Sullying a man's reputation.
I don't want to do that. I'm not wrong, though.
We don't want to sully the man's reputation now.
I'm not wrong, though. He does not have a single all-defensive team to his name, which that makes sense because, brother, have you ever heard people just talk to us about Magic's defense?
No, not at all. They
don't talk to us about that. Even though Magic does have 2 steals titles, okay? He led the league in steals twice. CP3 did that 6 times. Magic led the league in assists, and that's the main thing he's known for, leading the league in assists. He led the league in assists 4 times. CP3 has now led the league in assists his 5th time. I'm just saying, America. Now, CP3, the injury bug has stricken him in the most inopportune times.
Yeah.
Now, I will give y'all that. Now, I had to go back and look at some numbers. Maybe why my brother either tightening me up or giving me support. We shall see.
Right.
I'm gonna try to check and see these games played on Magic real quick, like, you know what I'm talking about. No, I see it real quick. Like Magic was basically durable. Okay, like Magic was basically durable. other than his second year, played 37 games. Okay. But all these other years, Magic going out there playing. And of course, we know his career is weird because of HIV. Okay. We know so a lot of the numbers, he would have accumulated more numbers. Okay. But if you wasn't sticking D like that for real in your 20s, okay, because he caught HIV in his 30s, early 30s, probably like 31. If you wasn't sticking D like that in your 20s, you wasn't going to be sticking D like that in your 30s. CP3 got 9 of them things. Give him Tim Duncan, give him Melo, or T-Mac. Not T-Mac. T-Mac a step ahead of James probably in scoring. Because T-Mac was arguably the best player in the league for a hot second. Like, so I think we were right with Melo, right? I think that's the right
I think
call.
so. I think that was fine.
So you give CP3, Tim Duncan, and Carmelo Anthony, and watch the point guard work. Talk to me, Caesar. Tell me if I'm crazy.
I'm okay with all of this simply because y'all know me. I love Chris Paul. Basketball IQ, tenacious defender, creator, gets his guys in the right positions to win games. All right. He does everything that Magic does and plays a little bit of defense. But here's the one caveat.
Okay, talk to me. I need that.
Here's the one caveat that
we're leaving out. Give me some straightening then.
When Magic Johnson is called upon to take over said game, he does that. He does that. I think back to his rookie year. He comes in, there's no Kareem. Magic, we need you to play center. I wasn't there when it happened. I was born in 84, America. But the man went and dropped 40, gave him a couple of rebounds, and by a couple, I mean 10, and then gave him a bunch of assists to go with it to win the championship. All right. When I look at those series with the Celtics, yeah, Kareem plays on those teams, but what you see is Magic leading those teams to victory. Okay. Right? We're catching Kareem on the other side.
He descending. Yeah. He descending. That's why I said move CP3 into that Tony Parker role. When Tim Duncan was descending.
We're catching Kareem on the other side. And Magic is the one that drives the bus. Now, he's driving a pristine bus, America. I'm not saying that by any means. He's not just pulling up in the old trailways. If you're old like me, then you remember not even Greyhound, the old trailways. He's driving a pristine bus.
Because don't forget, he got Jimmy Worthy. He got Byron Scott. Oh, we left out the defensive player of the year. I need to go find him a defensive player of the year. He got Michael Cooper. Okay, so why you think I'm going to go find Chris Paul a defensive player of the year?
But I will say this. You know how sometimes you hang out with people and you are famous by association, right? I'm famous on this show because of you. You get what I'm saying?
No. What are you about to do? 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 Come on. Listen, what are you about to say?
Well, we have to understand. We have to keep it in perspective now. We have to keep it in perspective. Some of these guys have juice, have real juice because they walked in the club with Magic. All right?
Disrespect.
Michael Cooper walked in the club with Magic.
He's so disrespectful.
He walked in the club with Magic. If he walked in the club with Ray, he's not getting that same love. That's all I'm saying. I think Michael Cooper is a great player, but sometimes when you play on great teams, your skill is recognized a little more.
Okay, I'm sorry. I don't need to go nowhere. Bruce Bowen is there. So he got Bruce Bowen.
Bruce Bowen is there. There you go. There you go. That's a great comp, by the way. That's a great comp. Magic Johnson, you know what? Here's how you know that sometimes we don't have to think too hard on certain things.
Okay.
You and I come from an era where you really don't argue about Mike being the greatest player of all time, right? Like we have some older heads that'll tell us Kareem was the man. But even they can recognize that Michael Jordan is the greatest player of all time. We have some younger guys that will say LeBron is the greatest, but then we have to educate them and let them know like what Mike truly did as far as being the greatest player. You really don't hear people argue that Magic Johnson's the greatest point guard of all time. We'll make cases, but when it's all said and done, we just come back to saying, yeah, but it's still Magic. It's still Magic. So while Chris Paul is one of my favorite players, like, and when I say one of my favorite players, I'm not just saying that we're having this conversation. My brother will tell you, like, he's literally a guy that I studied this game, tried to pattern this game a little bit. Besides, you know, guys like AI, Isaiah Thomas, like this guy is an all-time legend. We talk about him all the time in our group text, but Magic is different. Magic is the guy you give the ball to take over the game. Like Chris Paul did when he went 14 of 14. That's a night for Magic Johnson in the playoff. Like that's what he does.
But
he goes to another level.
Nobody ever did that.
Nobody ever did that. I'm with you. Chris Paul deserves to be in that conversation for real. I'm so glad we're having this conversation because for so long, Chris Paul is gone as a footnote sometimes in the playoffs. Yeah, he can do this, and this, but yeah, he gets you to a certain point. But no, there's no but. Chris Paul is that guy. So I'm so glad we're having this conversation. But Magic, the only person who was comparable to Magic Johnson before Michael Jordan was Larry Bird. Well, in today's NBA, we can make guys comparable to Chris Paul. That's the only kickback I'll give you. LeBron James is still comparable to Chris Paul, and he's better. Right? KD is still comparable to Chris Paul, but he's better.
Right.
So that's my only feedback to that. And this is me loving Chris Paul, but at the end of the day, Magic Johnson has no comp until Michael Jordan shows up. And that one comp will tell you in Larry Bird that, man, we can game plan for a lot of people, but we have to make sure we game plan for Magic Johnson. That's the real.
Magic that dude. But look, Magic blessed, man.
He is blessed.
In that game that you mentioned.
Yep.
Legendary game.
Yeah.
42 points. 15 boards. When boards matter, more condensed. Yep. Okay, he's 6'9", he gonna get the board. CP3 ain't getting 15 in that era. He's not getting 15 boards.
No doubt.
He's not doing that. Okay, cool. Y'all ain't finna hear that from me. He can't do that in that era. No. 7 assists, 3 steals, 1 block.
Yeah.
Jamal Wilkes had 37. So Kareem was down. Yeah. That man still had another guy.
He still had to do.
On the team that could go get 37. That would be like with Book being hurt.
Yeah.
If what's the young blood that's sticking the defense for real?
Mikal Bridges.
That would be like if Mikal Bridges went and got 37.
Yeah. But you know what?
It ain't happening.
He didn't get 37, but he went and got a strong 20 plus in this last game to help out his boy CP.
A strong 20.
So that's what I'm saying. Like the product of the NBA truly is, though, you need that winning in order for people to recognize. Now, that's not fair. It shouldn't be like that. We should be able to just watch guys play. I've been watching CP play for a long time. Back when he played in New Orleans, man, and he was taking David West and those teams to the playoffs.
On the court.
I was on the court with him, right?
Oh, right there.
So when you see that guy take those teams to the playoffs, and you're like, wait a minute, the smallest dude on the court is the dog on the court. Yeah, that's CP, right? Then you trade CP. My philosophy on Chris Paul is this. You don't have to know his stat line. It doesn't matter. Every time you trade CP, every team he goes to gets better. They go to the playoffs. They start getting better. They start playing
wins. He got record wins wherever he's been.
Everywhere he goes. And it doesn't matter what the team makeup is. Doesn't matter if you give him shooters, low post guys, they run, they're half court, whatever it is, he will figure it out. Man, that's the makings and a true testament of a GOAT. Like, for real. And like you heard us say, and we all just watched it. 14 of 14 in the history of the game. Michael Jordan, Wilt Chamberlain. So that you can go position by position. Larry Bird, George Gervin, Dr. J, Magic Johnson, Kobe Bryant, Shaq. All these people who are supposed to be getting buckets easily, Nobody has ever done that. The smallest dude ever, 6 foot nothing, and 37, 38 years old. That's the dude to do it. Why?
All right, now why you just want to move the man age on up? You just steady moving it
because it's good for TV. Because it's good for TV.
It's just silly.
But think about that. All of these guys, all of these giants, all of these athletic gods have come through. None of them have been able to do that. Chris Paul shows up when it's supposed to be hard for him now, and he just makes the game look easy. That's why we're able to do this segment to say CP3 will be Magic Johnson because CP3 is that guy. I just still say we're doing it because we know the game. But outside of us, nobody really argues about Magic Johnson being the GOAT point guard, and we know why. Because when
6'9", I'm a bro, 6'9".
Yeah.
That size, and then I can't cap. I've seen him without Kareem.
Yeah.
In the 91 finals, again, I haven't studied. I'm gonna go back and study Magic, but studying Mike, seeing him in the 91 finals, Magic a dog.
Yeah.
Okay, in America, again, you're being lied to about that finals. Michael Jordan guarded that man game 1, part of game 2 until he got in foul trouble, game 3, game 4, and game 5. Why did Mike get in foul trouble? Because Magic Johnson a dog, and he's 6'9" and heavier than Mike, and he was taking Michael Jordan, who he considered better than him. He was taking that man to that block, forcing a double team and finding guys, making guys better. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Magic Johnson is a leader. He's big. He's a dog. He's that guy. Okay, he's that guy. But hopefully, what y'all get across, which I've gotten from this segment, is that if this man had comparable talent, if you give him some of these guys that we say are these all-time point guards, I keep seeing some folks saying he still ain't top 5 PG unless he get a title.
Please, no, doesn't matter.
I keep seeing folks say that. So I'm like, okay, let's set Magic over here.
Yeah.
Zeke had a super team.
Yeah.
Go watch the games. You ain't got to go. Maybe you don't want to watch all that. Just go watch Zeke's Pistons versus Mike. You see how stellar that team. You'll see one game with Zeke on the bench for the whole fourth quarter, and his team just whooped the Bulls.
Yeah.
Because they're that deep. Okay. You go, of course, y'all see what Stephen had. Y'all see how Steph, 2 of his ships, he had a guy on his team who better than him in KD. That's how blessed Steph has been. And for that first one now, I don't know. I say they don't win that if Kyrie and Love don't get hurt. That's just me though. Okay, but injury is part of the game. Who else they be put up there? Steve Nash. 9-time all defense.
Yeah.
Okay, for Chris Paul, Steve Nash ain't smelled defense.
The travesty, and I do mean travesty, that we didn't get a chance to see. When I was younger, I didn't want to see it. Now that I'm older, I wish I would have seen it. It's the real travesty, because you talk about CP having an opportunity to play with real, not to say Blake Griffin and Book aren't real talent. They are. But the Lakers had a chance to get Chris Paul. Traded for him. The NBA stopped that trade for basketball reasons. Chris Paul and Kobe Bryant were going to hook up. Hey, man, we just talked about Kyrie and LeBron playing together. Well, can you imagine 2 of the most competitive ball players to ever pick up a basketball?
2 dogs cussing everybody out. They're gonna
2 of the most cerebral basketball players to ever pick up basketball. 2 of the best defenders to. Hey, man, those guys win multiple championships. And I don't think that's a debate, an argument, or anything. That's just a fact.
And then all this talk stops.
And it stops because he has the titles.
Yeah.
He has the aura to go next to Magic Johnson. It's as simple as that. History just wasn't written for us that way because David Stern at the time decided that. I don't know why he decided. I still to this day don't know why he decided. But that's a real thing. If Chris Paul played with Kobe Bryant, Man, that's what you're talking about. That's that connection that Magic had with Kareem, and he would have had it with Kobe. And
You had to
sky's the
bring
limit.
that up. I had to pour another one because my brothers does not care about my mental health, America.
In this case, it just needs to be said. It needs to be said because CP has never had that comparable talent, and he's done it anyway. That's what I'm saying. He's done it anyway. He's been to the
growing
finals.
Book though. I give him that. He growing Book because my knock on Book was defense.
Yeah,
I know Book got 70 years ago.
Yeah,
70.
Truth.
I was doing a photo shoot.
Yeah.
For I think my first LP.
Yeah.
And that boy was getting 70 at that time.
Yeah.
That's like 4 or 5 years ago. But he wasn't sticking no D.
Mm-hmm.
Now that Sky trying to do something defensively. He ain't no all defensive team, but he ain't no liability anymore.
Well, he knows what he has to live up to.
Yes.
He knows what he knows what the standard is.
Yeah,
he knows what the standard is. Like, again, that's the makings. When you go into that Laker locker room with Magic Johnson, you had to live up to his intensity, his expectation.
Oh, yeah. Because even when you got like that 91 finals, Kareem ain't there, but he got Bloody D-Bob.
Mm-hmm.
Bloody D-Bob make a good play. He come and hug Magic because he just want Magic approval. You got Sam Perkins out there. You know what I'm talking about? He got all these guys that he really bringing them up and leveling these guys up. Like Magic, that one. Okay, Magic, that one.
Yeah.
But all these other folks got the CCP.
Absolutely.
I'm talking John Stockton, everybody.
Yes, sir.
All of them
yes,
got
sir.
the
I agree.
CP3. We can have that talk. Okay. Now that's why we needed to have this discussion, just to let that be known. Everybody else can get this work. Put it on something. My kids wanted me to tell y'all to make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, follow me across all social media platforms, like the videos, and share them. Did I forget anything?
And turn on the post notifications.
Y'all heard them. And also, visit Statement Tees, LLC.com and shop with us. That's Statement Tees. Every t-shirt you wear
makes a statement.